Thin layer chromatography, or TLC, is a common analytical technique used in organic laboratories. TLC can be helpful when you are trying to identify the components of a mixture or assess the purity of a sample. It is also used to monitor both reactions and purifications. It can take some time to become a pro at TLC, but this video should help to familiarize you with the basic technique. TLC plates are composed of a thin layer of a polar adsorbent, either silica or alumina, which has been bound to a plate of solid support, generally plastic or glass. In most cases, a fluorescent powder is also mixed in with the adsorbent to aid with visualization, as you will see later in this video. A sample is applied to a TLC plate using a thin glass spotter. Micropipettes, such as the ones shown here, can be used and are conveniently commercially available. However, in many laboratories, TLC spotters are prepared by heating and pulling capillary tubes or disposable Pasteur pipettes. One benefit of making your own spotters is that these homemade spotters are usually thinner than commercially available micropipettes. You can watch the advanced thin layer chromatography video for a demonstration of this procedure. Once a TLC plate has been spotted with a sample, it is developed in a developing chamber that can easily be assembled from a glass jar with a lid, a piece of filter paper, and 5 to 10 milliliters of an appropriate developing solvent. Before you get started, make sure you also have a pair of tweezers, a pencil, and a ruler close at hand. Assembling the developing chamber is very straightforward. First, slide the filter paper into the jar so that it is flat against the wall. Next, pour an approximately 8 millimeter layer of the appropriate developing solvent into the jar. Tilt the jar to moisten the filter paper and close the lid to prevent evaporation. You should end up with a layer of solvent no more than 5 to 8 millimeters deep. The moist filter paper ensures that the air in the chamber is saturated with solvent vapor. It prevents evaporation of solvent from the TLC plate during development. Once you have put together your developing chamber, it is time to prepare the TLC plate. In this video, plastic-backed alumina plates will be used. For more information on preparing glass plates, you can watch the advanced TLC video. Before you start, there are a few things to remember. Always use a pencil and never a pen to mark your TLC plates. Ink is soluble in organic solvents and will be developed along with your sample. Make sure that you always mark and spot your sample on the dull and not the shiny side of the TLC plate. Remember, the dull side is coated with the adsorbent. Even though you should be wearing gloves while handling TLC plates, it is important that you do not touch the face of the plate with your fingers. Oils from your skin or other contaminants can adsorb to the plate and affect your results. Before you can apply your sample to a TLC plate, it is important to mark the plate so that you can keep track of where the sample is applied. One way to do this is to draw a straight line approximately 1 centimeter from the bottom of the plate. Draw small ticks through the line at each point where you will apply a spot of sample. It is important that the spots are not too close to the edge of the plate, or evaporation from the sides of the plate will result in inconsistent results. It is also important that the spots are not too close together, or you will end up with overlapping spots after you develop the plate. Applying your sample to the plate is probably the trickiest part of TLC, and it may take some practice before you can consistently apply the right amount of sample in a small enough spot. Your TLC sample should be fairly dilute, containing approximately 1 to 2% of the desired compound. If the sample is too dilute, you will not be able to visualize the spots. If the sample is too concentrated, you will observe large streaky spots on your final plate. To spot the plate, dip the glass spotter into the sample and touch it